Hello and welcome to Conversations. This is a series of interviews that we record on-site, in person from around the world. And this time we are coming from Munich, where we are at the Air Cargo Europe and Transport Logistic event, trade exhibition and conference. And with me in conversation today is Wilson Kwong. Wilson is the Chief Executive Officer of Hactl. Wilson, as always, great pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Reggie, and great seeing you again.
Wilson, I would like to start with the recent announcement that Hactl made of the phase 2 implementation of phase 2 of the intelligent cargo thermal detection system at your Super Terminal 1. Give us more details of this and how this is placing Hactl in the lead when it comes to safety and security at cargo terminals.
Thank you very much, Reggie. I think at Hactl, safety and security are of utmost importance. And that is why back in 2023, in December 2023, we started trialing the phase 1 of the thermal detection system. What it did was that we scanned, through all the already built up pallets before it was rolled out, before it was towed to the airside, so before it was loaded. And through a system which includes a combination of the thermal scanning, detection, the AI, it actually can tell us, based on the algorithm developed, whether a particular built-up pallet could likely have a thermal signature indicating some abnormal temperature distribution. Now, what it means is, if there is such a signal, then perhaps it is something which we should, perhaps take special care about. Now, that system has now been running for quite some time, and we felt that it is the right moment for us to extend the service. So in phase 2, which was just announced, basically what we did was that we have now rolled out the thermal detection scanners at the acceptance points for bulk cargo. And by doing so, we actually tells us, scans and informs us whether any particular bulk shipment has potential thermal risk that we should be aware of.
And is this something that will get updated as you go ahead in your implementation of this program?
Absolutely. Well, as I mentioned, safety and security are of utmost importance. And in fact, with the changing trade mix, with the changing trade lanes, and with e-commerce continue to pick up, how to ensure that parcels and all the shipments are transported safely and securely are of course very much in Hactl's and of course the entire industry's interest. So we will continue to roll out these new initiatives, and one of the things which we will be looking at progressively is on the acceptance of the built-up pallet or the pre-packed cargo as well.
Okay, Wilson, I think digitalization, digital adoption, technology adoption, these are the topics that we have been discussing for quite long in the air cargo industry.
Absolutely.
And today we are also in an age of artificial intelligence, robotics, automation. What is the sense that you have of the industry's appetite for some of these things? And do you really think that today air cargo industry players are really adopting these things and really making sure that operations are efficient and innovations are bringing profitability into the business?
All right. Well, I would say that I think as a leading player in the entire industry, I think Hactl has been investing a lot into digitalization, and AI is part of it. Now, we have been looking at AI and the use of it for quite some years. That's before, when everyone talks about ChatGPT, and the like, okay? Now, as an industry, are we doing something? Absolutely. I'm starting to see many industry players, one, being aware, and secondly, starting to use them, and in many cases, starting to see the benefits. Hactl certainly are on the same journey, and I think we're very committed to it.
Wilson, as you go around this place of exhibition and different stakeholders,
yes,
what are the technology trends that you are following, and what do you think are some of those technology trends that has got an immediate impact on air cargo industry? Of course, AI is top on the list for many of them.
Absolutely. Well, I think if I, as I go around the conference and all the exhibition halls. I see digitalization and automation, and with automation, I think robotics is also part of it, being very key to what I saw. Now, when I say digitalization, automation, robotics are important, and in fact, these are very much things which we in Hactl have been doing over the past few years, if not decades. I say decades because our own system, COSAC, which stands for Community System for Air Cargo, was developed back in the days when we were operating in Kai Tak. So we've always been believing in community systems. We've always been believing in digitalizations. But fast track, to modern times, over the past few years, actually what we have been doing is through the use of digitalization and dashboards, help us to make decisions on a real-time basis backed by data. When it comes to automation and robotics, we have been introducing, security robots, which now rolls around the terminal. We have started trying out autonomous electric tractors, which tows the various dollies within the premises. And because of that, and in anticipation for future developments, we are now putting in our own private 5G network, which will improve the security, which will improve stability, but yet reduce significantly the latency, which enables future development. So I'm only mentioning a few items because there are lots of projects going on within Hactl and with the industry, but I see that a lot more digitalization will come to play. Why are we doing it? Ultimately, it is for the efficiency of the industry. It is for transparency of the industry, and it is to cater and making us relevant for the future.
How do you envision the future of air freight, given the increasing interplay of socio-political and technological trends that we see today?
Sure. I think on one hand, what I would say is, will there be a continuing demand in air freight? Absolutely. I'm very confident about that. Will there be a continuing and yet growing demand in air freight? Absolutely. Will there be a growing demand on transparency, i.e. especially on the e-commerce shipment? Absolutely. So these are the things which we are seeing, and I'm seeing as well. And it is because of these that had to continue to pump into a lot of investments to make sure that we stay relevant.
Wilson, I think we dealt a lot of stuff related to technology and
Sure.
digitalization. Let's come to some of the real business question.
Sure.
When you look at the air freight industry, where do you see the demand? How do you evaluate the demand for air freight? Hong Kong continues to be the largest airport for handling cargo in the world. What's the kind of assessment of the market condition that you have of today?
Okay. Well, I think through the combined efforts of everyone involved, thanks to a very committed government, thanks to a very business-friendly customs regulatory regime, and of course the infrastructure investment and the people development which Hong Kong has put in, Hong Kong was once again the busiest cargo airport in 2024. And thanks very much to the industry for that. Now, you're absolutely correct that in 2025, we're seeing a lot more uncertainty. A lot more uncertainty owing to the policy changes, owing to geopolitical tensions and trade tensions. Well, let me say this. I think we are in air cargo. And for air cargo, of course, we advocate trade. I firmly believe as one that trade benefits all nations. And therefore, any trade tensions, any tariffs are actually not good for nations worldwide. But of course, in the short term, I'm definitely seeing that 2025 could be more volatile. I noted recently, in fact, very recently, that IATA has downgraded its forecast for air cargo growth for 2025. But yet, IATA still believe, and I firmly believe too, that there should still be a small growth in 2025. We live in a world where it is increasingly more interconnected, where trade plays a very fundamental role in helping not just consumers, not just businesses, but the nations. And I really want us to continue to focus on making air cargo works for not just Hong Kong, not just for the industry, but for the world.
Final question on the cross-border e-commerce cargo coming through Hong Kong. Hong Kong continued to be a significant player in the cross-border, particularly on the Trans-Pacific trade lane. That's something that we have seen in the initial part of 2025, really taking a hit because of the trade tensions that we see. Going forward, how confident, how optimistic are you on the cross-border e-commerce cargo?
Yes. The cross-border e-commerce cargo has indeed seen, very significant growth over the past few years, and in fact, in 2024, it has been one of the major growth items and constituents of the cargo coming out from Hong Kong. Yes, granted, in 2025, there has been some uncertainty, shall I say, and I think I'm seeing the same thing as well. So over the past, 5 and a bit months, what we have seen is that for the first January to April, we have continued to see the front-loading effects. There has been some more volatile movement, shall we say, from middle of April onwards. But then I have seen a gradual pickup in the recent weeks. Okay, now once again, I'll just say this: I think trade tensions are not good for anyone. No one really benefits. But for me, I'm very confident about Hong Kong's role. Why? Because we have the right infrastructure. We have put in a lot of resources into people development. We have a government which is very committed to developing air cargo and logistics in general. We have got an airport authority which is also very committed in making Hong Kong the place to be when it comes to being the cargo hub in the world. So with the opening of the free runway system, the full opening and operations of the free runways together since the 28th of November last year, I'm very confident of the long-term future of Hong Kong. But for now, for 2025, I think there will be some uncertain times ahead. But what is most important is that we look in the medium to the long term. Will e-commerce continue to exist? Answer is yes. And are we ready to take on these e-commerce goods as they continue to flow because they benefit everyone? Answer is also yes.
Wilson, as always, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Reji. Thank you.